Chekhov 27, and welcome to my shit stain of a raft. I have been cruising along the ocean for 3 fucking weeks, grabbing fish with my bare hands and sticking my dick in their delicate fish mouths. God, I fucking hate it here. At least there's plenty of salt water to drink. The voices in my head are telling me to fuck things. Just wish I could find a way to learn about making this raft a little more bitchin'. Shut the fuck up, Leroy! Wait, your inane jabbering has given me a phenomenal brain orgasm! Raft is a survival game about waking up in the middle of the ocean on a plank of wood, being circled by a shark with nothing but a plastic hook and a crippling addiction to cleaning up the ocean for resources, so that you can eventually build an engine and pollute the atmosphere as much as possible with the limited resources that you have. This is, of course, the circle of life. First, the fish live. Then, the fish die. Usually from choking on a piece of plastic that you weren't able to collect because it was too far away. Mr. Fishy! No! Mother Nature is truly a beautiful thing. Luckily, you don't have to compete for resources because everyone else is dead. At least, I think they are. The story of Raft, requires a lot of reading. Luckily, I have a bachelor's degree in theater, so I can say without a shadow of a doubt that these pages are written in English, the language of the whites. Probably ancient hymns about dominating the lesser races, or an ancient mayonnaise recipe. Either way, it's really none of my business. As a Jew, I am not permitted to eat mayonnaise. Not after Charlottesville. So, let's get into the game with my 100% foolproof guide on how to win at Raft. Think of this as Raft for dummies, except it's more like Raft for people with crippling masturbation addictions. To start off, select the hard difficulty. Why the hard difficulty? Because it raises the stakes and makes the game more interesting. Also, I am not a giant quivering pussy. When the going gets tough, the tough do not set the difficulty to easy. They collect as much wood and plastic as possible so they can later get their revenge on the shark that just ate 1/15 of my raft. A portion of the wood and plastic will be used for repairs, while the rest is used to burn harmful amounts of carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. It may lower my sperm count, but that is a small price to pay for fucking up the delicate aquatic ecosystem of that fucking shark. Now, when playing on hard mode, you'll notice a few things. 1, the shark that circles underneath your raft at all times is more aggressive as well as harder to kill. However, harder does not mean impossible. You will likely kill the shark eventually, much like we did. And while you do get to eat the meat of the shark as well as the opportunity to wear its face as a hat, the raft felt somewhat empty, as though we had lost an irritating stepchild or a lottery ticket with one correct number. And we were so depressed at the loss of our aquatic friend that the game decided to throw us a bone. It just so happened that this bone was 2 more sharks. Finally, I can break out the anti-anxiety medication that I have been hiding from the rest of the crew in the deepest recesses of my rectum. If they want any, they'll have to kill me for it. Which one did attempt. He chased me around the raft with a pointy stick until I agreed to give him some of my meds. But I am not easy to catch. For one, I am very fast. The Jews are great at running from problems, and I am no exception. And 2, I am completely covered from head to toe in the blood and oil of fish, making me very slippery and difficult to get a hold of, but also making it difficult to not slip off of the boat and attract the attention of an aquatic apex predator and his bitchy girlfriend. Needless to say, I died, which is usually not a problem. In this game, if you die, someone simply needs to pick you up and put you into a bed. After a few seconds, you'll wake up, ready to continue the game. But here comes the second issue of playing on hard mode. Your thirst and hunger meters both deplete very quickly, and when they deplete, you die. So, my friend, whose mind was so set on obtaining my anti-anxiety medication, died of thirst at the exact time that I happened to die from being eaten by a big fucking shark. Meaning, we had to wait until the next day for our other friend to come online and save the both of us, which proved to be unsuccessful. Operation Rescue Chekhov was a complete and utter failure. So, I had to reset the game and share my anti-anxiety medication with the rest of the crew to prevent further disruption. All was smooth sailing for a majority of the second game, until we decided that it was time to gather clay and sand, necessary components for the smelter. This inevitably led to the death of my teammate and I, yet again. So, we waited another full day for our friend to come online and save us, which he did this time. Progress was finally being made. I also found out the reason that we kept dying so easily. Initially, I believed that it might have been due to our own incompetence. But no, it was because we did not have prayer rugs on our raft, and that made Allah angry. But with prayer rugs firmly installed in place of a proper water purification system, Allah was happy, which trumps any amount of thirst that I might encounter. Now, by this point, you've probably noticed that I am not playing alone, and there's a good reason for that. Being on a raft in the middle of the ocean all by yourself can create problems. As a man, I have many needs, and you will too. So, I highly suggest that you gather at least one compulsive homosexual to join you on your raft. Why? Because there are certain things that a man can do for you that a woman will never understand. Plus, the smell of fish out here is truly overpowering. Any additional fish scent will drive me criminally insane. Besides, why have a woman on board when I can just fuck this catfish? At this point, you should probably think about building a radio, which will require a lot of resources, specifically copper. I recommend that you have at least one person staying on the raft with a fishing rod and a metal spear, while another looks for resources underwater. This will allow the person staying on the raft to stab any sharks that try to destroy it, while also crafting shark bait to keep them distracted from the player underwater. I tend to be the one who stays on the raft because my cock is too large to swim. I simply float to the top, making me completely useless in any underwater scenario. It's a serious medical condition that none of my crewmates will ever understand. But that's okay. We now have a working radio, which can be used to track down specific areas in the game. If I cover it with my own blood, we can use it to find the Jews and bully them into giving us all of their precious Jew booty. Jew tea. Trademarked. First, find an oil rig. Don't read anything. These ancient hymns might summon some Caucasian demon, and I am not currently in the market for khaki cargo shorts. So let's not do that. Instead, let's go to this big boat. It's got a lot of shit in it that you're going to need to build an engine, but you're gonna have to find everything. It's not difficult, just a bit tedious. Also, there are many miniature Steve Buscemi's that live on the boat. I can only assume that whatever nuclear weapon that went off happened to detonate on this craft, which was of course owned by Steve Buscemi, who, being at the center of an apocalyptic nuclear explosion, split into many tiny versions of himself, and they are hungry for human semen, the staple diet of all Steve Buscemi's. So, whack the little fuckers on the head until they stop breathing, then turn them into Steve Boosteakies. Trademarked. At this point, your computer will break. The one in the game? No, I mean the one that your dog looks at with lustful eyes. What's wrong with it? I don't know. You will have to postpone your YouTube video. Spend the time you have to go outside for a few minutes. Scary, isn't it? I am no longer accustomed to this cruel world. I miss my aquatic anxiety simulator. Thankfully, your computer should be fixed by now. So start playing again and realize that a majority of this game is going underwater to get materials, only to die and wait for a real world person to come and get you. There's actually a whole subreddit for this kind of thing, but it's also tedious. There must be a better way. Luckily, there is. You can install some lore-friendly mods that allow you to shit out as much wood and plastic as you want and burn it to your heart's content. Fuck Mother Nature. She's a bitch and you know it. I have no idea why we put this game on hard mode. Now we can leisurely float on the ocean with our 400 horsepower engines while we have family piano hour next to the porta potty. The next island is fucking brutal. You will get lost if you're not paying attention. And there is a 95% chance that you will be mauled by a fucking bear, forcing your crewmates to save you, which will ultimately result in them also getting mauled by the same fucking bear. Luckily, there's a mod for that. Much like Jesus, I can now resurrect myself by pressing F10 and typing the holy word into the console. Yay! I have risen. Now, find some berries. You will need them to get past Mama Bear. Put the berries in the bucket and go into her cave. Steal the machete and get the fuck out of there. Now you have the power to cut through vines. Good job. I love you. Not in a sexual way, though. You know what? You made it awkward. You should probably go. Finish those towers. Do a little platforming. Time for the next island, Caravan Island. An island with a bunch of caravans on it. You are here to find the zipline parts. This is not too difficult. If you don't count the bird that constantly hurls rocks at you, I actually did the math on this. And I can promise you that this bird is a fucking asshole. Make a bow and arrow and show him what it feels like to have drinks with Jeffrey Dahmer. After that, find the zipline parts. Nothing too major here. Just some minor puzzles and a deep dive to get them all. Make yourself a zipline tool and feel like a badass every time you use it. Now, go to the mayor's house and get yourself a new hat. All the bitches love this hat. Oh, and code for the next island or some shit? I don't know. I guess we may as well go there too at this point. Welcome to the final island. A big city boat thing. Population, robots, and Steve Buscemi. He's back and he's still hungry. Same shit as before. Whack him on the head and suck his dick. I'd actually prefer not to talk about this part too much. If you haven't gotten to it yet, just go. Discover it for yourself. Explore your sexuality. I may judge, but the robots will not. They hate you no matter who you have sex with. Regardless, once you complete this island, that's it. At least for right now. This game is in early access, so don't go into it expecting the full experience at this point. But hey, the experience that it offers right now is pretty fucking good. It's easily my third favorite virginity game, mainly because it has conditioned me to sexually assault every fish that I see. I have been banned from multiple farmers markets and all Chuck E. Cheese's in the greater LA area. But that's unrelated. 3 out of 5. It's a good fucking game. Play it with men. Gay men. The way God intended. Now, if you'll excuse me, it's time to test out my new engine. Praise be to Allah for saltwater-induced hallucinations. God damn it, Leroy, you think I don't see that it's not working? All right, fuck this. I'ma just write myself out of this. Ah, fuck! What the fuck was that? Whoa, you okay? Wow, I don't know. Why don't you ask the big fucking bruise that's forming on my back, you fucking idiot? Well, you don't have to be a dick about it. You hit me with your fucking raft, which looks like a big piece of dog shit, by the way. Hey man, I don't come down to your raft and fuck up your day. Fuck you. I'm gonna have fucking scoliosis for the rest of my goddamn life. All right, I'm sorry. Let's just start over, okay? I'm Chekhov. Who the fuck are you? Man, I don't fucking know. I'm just a fucking Deus Ex Machina for this shitty story. God, these videos are going downhill. Get out of my fucking ocean. Oh my God! We're home! Leroy, we're home! Oh, it's been crazy. It's been a crazy few weeks out there, but we pulled through. We pulled the fuck through, Leroy! I don't know how to thank you for keeping me sane all those weeks. No, you're right. I think oh yeah, right there. Oh yeah, Leroy, right there. Oh, yeah, that's good. Oh, you're a fucking nasty little bastard, aren't you? Ah, fuck! Leroy? Oh. Well, this is awkward. A thick and veiny thank you to the wonderful workforce who have been drinking copious amounts of salt water to maintain their Adonis-like physiques. God, you're so sexy. In my cherry orchard. If you guys get any sexier, I will be forced to cut off your genitals. Last week, I was cruising along the ocean, trying to find something to masturbate to. Internet porn has spoiled me rotten. Only a few weeks without Blue's Clues and my balls are heavier than a black hole on steroids. So, I came up with an ingenious idea. I started masturbating to small cracks in the wood of my raft that kind of looked like spaghetti. I call it Kraft Macaroni and Cheese. Trademarked. There is no need to thank me. I simply need to masturbate for the betterment of society. By the way, while I usually store my semen, there was no refrigeration unit on my raft, so I kinda just dumped it all in the ocean, which there's nothing wrong with that, right? I'm Chekhov 27, and I had Chekhov 27, and I had Chekhov 27, and I had Chekhov 27,